Back everybody for the rudimental ritual work. You've made it through drags, roughs, flams, and rolls. And now we're going to go on to some of the diddle rudiments. And the first one we're going to be doing in this line is the paradiddle. Now if you've never played the paradiddle, it's another one of those you can say as you play it. It's a single and a single, followed by a double. And then you switch hands. You start with the left. You got single, single, double, double. Now, to say it and play it, you go Par-A-Diddle, Par-A-Diddle. It's most commonly used, or at least in pop and rock music, as either eighth notes or 16th notes. So you can go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or 1E and 2E and. Now, what you want to do also to help you kind of keep where you're at, accent that first single. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and kind of thing. A less commonly used one, unless you're playing jazz, then it's probably used quite a bit, is to play it as triplets. And you get kind of this little lilt sounding. It sounds a little odd, but it's really cool once you get it down. If you're not used to this, I'd suggest playing it nice and slow and counting out loud to where you got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now you might have noticed to go through that whole cycle, it takes 2 measures to come back around to the right, starting on 1. So every measure, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and, the first one will start with right, and since that's 12 notes, the way it cycles around, when you come to measure 2, you're going to be starting with the left. Let me play that just one more time for you. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3, and then back to 1. So that's why counting it out loud in the triplet form is so important, because once you stop counting, it's easy to fall back into those straight 8th or 16th notes, because really, you start just hearing. Since there are 4 of them, and we're used to hearing 4/4 time, straight ahead rock or pop or anything like that, it just flows in your head a little bit easier for some reason. So, the sequence of this in the ritual is to play the paradiddle as 8th notes, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And you might notice with that, the accents land on 1 for the right and 3 with the left. And the next, so you play the 8th notes for 4 measures, and then the next 4 measures are as triplets, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so on and so forth. That's the one you're going to want to try. If you're not used to these, you're going to want to sit down and just really leave the feet out first and just play the 2 and 3 and 4 and just sit there and count it out loud. Just play it until you can't possibly mess up, and then it'll just, you won't even have to think about really counting it anymore. You'll just hear it. That could have sounded like just a straight 8th. To me, it sounded like triplets. So it's just something you gotta kind of count out, and then hear how it sounds, and hear the count in your head, feel the count. And the last one is 16th notes, which is just double time of the 8th notes, and you're just counting it as 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and so on like that. Now, so the trick of this is going to be, once you get the hands down and the pattern down, is going to be keeping your feet going 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to keep that same tempo, because essentially what your hands are going to be doing, they're going to be playing that same pattern, but the first time through, it's just going to be 2 notes per quarter note. The next time through it'll be 3, and the last time through it'll be 4 notes per quarter note. And it's going to be essentially your hands speeding up ever so slightly while your feet stay the same. So, let me show you what that sounds like relatively slow, and then I'll play a little faster, and then you guys can get to work on it. So, okay. 1, 2, 3, 16ths. 3, 4. And there you have the Paradiddle section of the rudimental ritual. Let me play it a little faster so that way you guys have something to aim for and also surpass and, you know, blow out of the water. So I'll play it just a bit faster here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you have it. You get to work on that, and next up, I believe, is the double paradiddle. Yeah, double para. Haha. See you then.